Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of the One Stop Wrestling News. I'm Alex and for today's news we're going to focus on the highly anticipated segment that aired on AEW Dynamite last night where the Young Bucks revealed backstage footage from AEW's big pay-per-view All In last year at Wembley Stadium. The Young Bucks, as well as the official AEW Twitter page, revealed on WrestleMania weekend that they would show actual backstage footage on last night's Dynamite. Footage concerning the infamous backstage confrontation between CM Punk and Jack Perry. This all came about after CM Punk went on Ariel Helwani's interview show, The MMA Hour, and proceeded to honestly discuss his whole time in AEW, including what it was like to work for Tony Khan, how the company operates, and the backstage incident with Jack Perry. It's fair to say that Punk wasn't kind to AEW, and that this was a chance for AEW to expose Punk or humiliate him, as reasons for them airing the footage are still unknown. There were also rumours that this was a bait and switch, but it didn't end up being the case. So, on last night's Dynamite, the Young Bucks were sat backstage and cut a promo hinting at CM Punk, and as they said, the reason they lost to FTR at the All-In pay-per-view was because they weren't focused enough on the match, instead being distracted from the match because of the backstage drama between Punk and Perry. The Bucks proceeded to take shots at Punk by complimenting Perry and by saying, "If you don't like Jack Perry, that's a problem with you." They then showed the footage, which unfortunately for the Young Bucks and AEW, was pretty much exactly how CM Punk described it in his interview with Ariel Helwani. Punk said he got in somebody's face and choked someone a little bit, which was exactly what the footage showed. It's worth noting that the video that was played had no audio. However, Punk and Perry could be seen coming face to face and exchanging words for 30 seconds or so, before Punk pie-faced him and locked him in a front face lock, which he had on Perry for about 10 seconds before Samoa Joe and Jerry Lynn, among others, broke it up, which again was near enough the same as what Punk said in his interview. You could then make out that Punk was communicating with someone out of shot, which is believed to be Tony Khan in the gorilla position, before being taken away by his guys. Punk gave his thoughts on AEW's decision to air the footage on his personal Instagram. The former AEW World Champion shared a photo of former US President George W. Bush with the sign "Mission Accomplished" hanging in the background. Now that I've mentioned what happened, I'm going to give you my honest assessment of the whole situation. This made AEW look really silly, because the footage was barely any different from what Punk said, which actually also validated Punk's story rather than embarrassing him, which may have been the intended purpose of showing the footage. It also doesn't make any sense because this happened in August last year and Punk has been gone from the company for months, so it's actually bringing attention to one of the top stars of the other show, which is just nonsensical. The Bucks will claim that this was used to further the story with them and FTR, but this doesn't want to make me see that match any more than I did before the footage was shown. So it hasn't been done to further an angle or progress a story. It's been done out of spite and to embarrass Punk, and it's incredibly childish. And if that was the intention, it's backfired massively because it's made the Young Bucks and AEW look quite foolish. I really hope to God, for AEW's sake, that this has popped a rating big time, because otherwise it was a pointless and unnecessary to show the footage. AEW have been struggling a lot for ratings, with their average going down to around 750,000, and I think the company is struggling a lot with the product they're showcasing, and this segment kind of shows that. AEW just need to move past this. Stop talking about Punk and taking shots at him as he is history and is working for the rival company. They need to focus on delivering good shows week in, week out, which is something they haven't been doing for a while now. And to be brutally honest, I think Tony Khan needs help. And if this was the Young Bucks' idea, then their positions as EVPs need to seriously be considered, because they are hindering the product, not helping it. Khan needs someone who knows how to consistently deliver good shows week in, week out, which will stop all the negativity towards the company and showcase that the company can be great like it was in the first couple of years of its existence. Khan hasn't found the answer as of yet and needs to start changing his philosophy on the way he books shows, or take advice from the right people on how to do it, because this isn't the way. The biggest indictment of the whole situation is that the crowd in attendance at Dynamite last night actually started a CM Punk chant, which tells you everything you need to know. So here's hoping AEW can progress further forward, get away from all of this drama, and just deliver good wrestling shows week in, week out, because that's what we want as fans, just a good product. So, there you have it. That was the latest news coming off AEW Dynamite last night and the backstage footage of the CM Punk and Jack Perry incident. Don't forget to like and subscribe to One Stop Wrestling on YouTube and go and check out our other videos. Until then, we'll see everybody next time for another episode of the One Stop Wrestling News.